Welcome to the January update for my California native plant garden in the Central Sierra Nevada foothills. I have been really busy, so I really haven't had time to check out what's going on out here. And it feels like it's been only a minute since I posted the December update, but it actually has been almost exactly 1 month since that video. So there's been a month of development out here, and in keeping with my schedule, I want to check it out. So I haven't actually been out here, so we'll kind of discover what's going on together. This will probably be a pretty quick update. Not a lot has really changed, obviously, since it's, midwinter and everybody's pretty sleepy. But in other news, the place is greening up, so that's exciting. But it's still a little too early for wildflowers too. So this will probably be a quick one, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just ramble on and on, or who knows? We'll see what we find. So, okay, why don't we start over here then, since we're already kind of off script from where we usually are. Over here, of course, this is the non-native garden with a lot of things that, aren't super local to this area. Ooh, it is cold out here. For California, I know everybody in the Midwest is going to be like, no, it's not. But, okay, so Mexican sages, they are sleeping. Yeah, this is definitely not Mexico right now. Oh, it's cold. The lavender, we pulled that out, and we planted a rosemary that had been sitting on the windowsill since last Christmas. It was originally kind of a little Christmas tree guy. That was a Christmas tree guy, too, up there. So that's, I guess, our little lavender, our little rosemary Christmas tree from 2021. That's our little rosemary Christmas tree from 2022. We actually have another little rosemary Christmas tree in the kitchen window from this season. There's a chaparral honeysuckle, not really doing too much. Love this guy. Thank you so much for the person in the comments who said that they thought this might be Artemisia Powis Castle, which is great. I looked up some images of Powis Castle, and it does kind of look like it might be. Interestingly, a cross between two different mugworts, one of which is absinthe. So that might explain why the deer haven't eaten it, because maybe they're just not into that sort of thing. There's the starlight sage there, and let's go see what's happening over here in the garden that we put in 2023. Jeez, oh Pete, it's cold. That's the Salvia brandigii, I think that's how you say it, Brandigi sage, Santa Rosa Island sage, that we planted probably about 7 months ago now. This one is actually, this is interesting, it's got sort of buds happening, so that's pretty exciting. Maybe you'll be the first one out of the gate. Over here we have a couple deer grass and our Salvia Allen Chickering. I love this guy. Look how big he's gotten. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sage. Incredible. Into the main garden, here's our hummingbird sages. They were doing pretty well for quite some time. And were really kind of living their best life. They were pretty sleepy throughout the summer and then really popped when the temperatures started to go down. And now I think it might finally be getting a little bit too chilly for them. It is too chilly for me, I will note. Here's our snowberry. This should be just your temperature, buddy, right? I mean, this is kind of what you want to be, but these things I think are deciduous, so I think it's going to drop its leaves. It didn't have any leaves when I got it last year, which was around December or January. So yeah, we'll see. That's a lot of growth for 1 year. So we'll see what you do next year. Oh, there's Mr. Ham. Well, I mean, you can come in here if you want. You know how to get in. Yeah? What? I know, it's freezing. Do you want to come in? It's so cold. Oh, so chilly. Chilly, chilly. All right. Let's see, what else have we got going on here? Here's the coffee berry. Not doing too much of interest. There's that radiant manzanita that continues to be eaten. Here's the Ribes aureum, the golden currant. It's dropping leaves, but there's buds all along the stalk where it's been dropping the leaves. I think that's where it's going to leaf out next year. No real activity here on the milkweed. I know. Can I film the milkweed? But I think that's, I think that might be the baby milkweed down there. There we go. Okay, Dara's Choice Sage, Mr. Ham is showing you there, is doing just fine, not really doing much. And there we have the, this is the blue elderberry. We did get an attack here, so I think a deer actually came in here. I'm not sure how they got in, but they ate sort of this side of it, which is kind of a bummer. There's the yellow-eyed grass, not doing too much yet. Kind of waiting for spring, I think. Let's go over here and then we'll work our way up the hill. Oh, here's the Salvia leucophylla Figueroa variety. Hasn't done anything yet. There's our button bush, still sticks. They are apparently sticks in January or it's dead. I don't know which one it is, but either way, we're both very cold. Here's the Ceanothus Ray Hartman. Actually, leaves are getting bigger. Looks more full than it used to. Seems to like it in the cold. Artemisia californica. Not doing anything really yet. Okay, come on. I believe in you. This is our California buckeye. Let's pray for it and hope that it actually does bud out this year. We would love to see it do something interesting. Here's the other Salvia leucophylla, the other purple sage. This is the Point Sal variety. There's our Toyon, looking great right now. I'll try to keep plopping this thing down on this cage in the same spot. I think a deer, like, they're trying to get in here. Artemisia tridentata, or a big sagebrush, not doing much. Buckwheat, shockingly, we still have blooms. Still. How long are you gonna last, buddy? Oh, look, we have buds on the Western Azalea. That's kind of exciting. We'll see if this guy survives next year. Mr. Ham, oh, you want to go to the woolly sunflower? Yeah, it's still not looking great. I know. What do you want to look at next? Yeah, that's just weeds that I need to get. But I appreciate you pointing that out. There's the Brandegee sage that we put in this year. It's not looking very nice. Look at how lovely these three little guys are here. One of the most prolific wildflowers that we have in this area, and it's gonna be literally everywhere. I'm pretty sure that's fiddleneck. Fiddleneck and popcorn flower actually look pretty similar when they're babies. There's our volunteer blue oak about to drop its leaves. Excited to see what this guy does next year. Here's our three Salvia gracias. Gracias 1, gracias 2, gracias 3. Still kicking along, look about the same as they did. This one has some die off. There's a bunch of little things sprouting here. Kind of concerned. Common yarrow has actually done pretty well. It's bounced back from the deer attack that it had early in the season. Seems to like it cold. Up here, there's the monkey flower, not doing anything yet. There's a poppy that's coming along. There's another poppy. There's a few poppies. This is actually Phacelia here. That's a wildflower that's popping up. There's our two new Penstemon GMR whites. There's the Penstemon GMR white we put in last year. Not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Of course, deergrass always looks good. Penstemon pseudospectabilis number 1 and Penstemon pseudospectabilis number 2. We've got some development on these little like rosettes where there's new growth, looking beautiful. I cannot wait for these guys to pop. We're in the cold moment before everything sort of comes back to life. We're pretty excited about that, aren't we, Mr. Ham? Yeah? Yeah, we are. What do you want to look at next? You want to look at the Penstemon Catherine de Lamar? Penstemon Catherine de Lamar hasn't done anything. This is an Eleanor monkey flower. Looks great. I'm really excited to see this one bloom this year. I think it's going to be pretty prolific. Over here is the Penstemon Atonii, the firecracker Penstemon. So excited to see this guy develop. Here's the Penstemon spectabilis, not pseudospectabilis. Showy Penstemon. Not really done anything either. There's our two more mature sages. We're having focusing issues. Starlight, Pozo Blue, Winifred Gilman. looking great. Oh, we got some die-off here on the Winifred Gilman. That's new. Oh, there we go. Hey, Manzanita. We definitely need to get a new cage on this guy. And I know I say that every time. I will do it eventually. I need to go to Lowe's and buy some new fence posts. And those are 2 white sages, and they're looking great. Really surprised that they're doing so well this year, but then again, the white sage that I planted last year did great too, until all of a sudden it just didn't. But we're gonna keep the faith, and hopefully this will be the year for white sage. Right, Mr. Ham? Yeah, this is the year. This is the year. So that's pretty much it. That's my flash update for this very cold January edition. Not a lot happening, so we will see it. And it's really too early for wildflowers. I would go out there and look for them and kind of show you some of the new wildflowers, but I think we're probably about 1 month away before we really get some fun stuff happening out there. So we'll see you in February. Maybe I'll do my update from in here next time. So that's it for today. We will see you in February, and hopefully it will be warmer and there will be more wildflowers to report on.